The snow has disappeared, but winter is still biting deep here at Goodison Park. Indeed, we were due at Bolton today for the match with Liverpool, but when that was called off, thanks to the cooperation of the Everton officials, we were able to move in and set up for the game against Bristol City. The temperature here in Liverpool is just above freezing, and the pitch yet again is fairly hard. It's going to be bitterly cold for the fans, who are wisely, thoroughly protected from the elements. But for one man at least, the memories are warm. The former Everton striker, Joe Royle.
This is a fantastic place. This should be the #1 club in the country. Look at the place, it's fabulous. Really looking forward to the game, hope we'll do ourselves justice, if we play as we can, we'll give them a game, give them a hard game.
Wearing the number 9 shirt for Everton these days is Bob Latchford, just back from international duty at Wembley, where he was one of England's heroes with 2 goals against Northern Ireland on Wednesday night.
I haven't scored in, my last 3 games for Everton, and obviously scoring 2 international goals in midweek, especially at Wembley, was a great delight, and obviously I'm looking forward to carrying that on today and maybe scoring one for Everton. The pitch, unfortunately, isn't in the most perfect of condition. It's hard, but the top surface is a wee bit greasy, so the conditions are difficult.
Everton are forced to reshuffle their defence. With Mike Pedgick still injured, Mark Higgins is at left-back. Neil Robinson plays only his 3rd full game of the season at right full-back. Billy Wright is in the centre of that defence. Colin Todd switches to midfield for the first time in 3 years. Alongside him, Trevor Ross and Everton's new club captain, Martin Dobson. Up front, there's no place for Mickey Walsh, who's substitute. So Andy King gets a striking role, the result of 2 goals against Linfield in a friendly this week. For Bristol City, a very experienced back 4, including Norman Hunter, the former Leeds player, and Terry Cooper, a teammate of his at Elland Road. In midfield, Jerry Gow plays on the right side with another former Merseysider returning to Liverpool, Peter Cormack. And up front, Joe Royle, of course, flanked by Tom Ritchie and Clive Whitehead. So it's Everton in the dark shirts, picking from left to right, who get us underway. They haven't won in their last 4 matches. A chance, though, this afternoon to go top of the First Division. They've had 3 previous chances to take over the leadership, but they failed on each occasion. I think that is probably reflected in what looks at this early stage a rather dismal gate. Joe Royle. Whitehead to Tainton. Cormack's in the middle, so too is Ritchie. Lyons gets the touch. Mick Lyons getting the final touch and conceding the corner after Bristol City have built up from deep in their own half. Fine possession football. Cooper. No one coming to make the challenge. Good ball in there, and Billy Wright it was who got the header over the top. Billy Wright who got that header over the bar. One that was aimed towards the very dangerous head indeed of Joe Royle. Peter Cormack it is to take this corner for Bristol City. Royle gets the touch and Wood forced to just touch it over the top. Well, Joe Royle is obviously going to be a threat to Everton in this match. That's the 2nd header he's got in. And George Wood forced to concede the corner again. Some pressure by Bristol City. Again, this time towards Ritchie. Cormack, Cooper, played beautifully for Jerry Gow, who's onside. Whitehead is free, the ball's come to him, and that is the opening goal, is it? Yes! Well deserved by Bristol City, and that's Clive Whitehead's first goal of the season. Beautifully worked. The clearance was mistimed, Lyons missing it altogether, and really Whitehead had quite a simple task to beat George Wood. Ross again, taking the reverse ball from Andy King and trying to find Latchford. Whitehead covering on the edge of the area and possibly getting himself and the Bristol City defence into trouble. Sweeney and Dobson. Oh my word, that nearly came through, and Terry Cooper might almost have scored an own goal. Well, Dobson, rather luckily I think, it was a ricochet that turned the ball across the face of the Bristol City goal, and Terry Cooper there almost turning it into his own net. John Shaw going down to grab it and very relieved to do so. Back to Ross. The crowd beginning to urge Everton forward. Ross again, Hunter away, and Dobson trying to go through on his own, almost shaping for the shot. It's crowded out by Gow and Tainton. And foul given, foul on Martin Dobson. You know, in a very demonstrative little character. Certainly brought us luck the last time he was on the kick-off match. He refereed the match between Manchester United and West Brom that provided us with 8 goals. Chance then for Trevor Ross, possibly to try one. It's the sort of range that he favours. Zed goes for the chip, in goes King, and Lyons can't quite make it on the far post. Ritchie getting in a few problems and conceding the corner. John Shaw likely to be put under some pressure from this corner. Latchford is up there, so too is Dobson and Lyons. Indeed, it comes almost to Billy Wright. Higgins all bobbling around. Everton unable to find a way through. On the concerned-looking Everton bench, Jimmy McGregor, the physio on the left, substitute Mickey Walsh, manager Gordon Lee and coach Eric Harrison. And Ross turning it in towards Higgins. Can that fall for someone in a blue shirt? And again, it's that man, David Rogers, who gets the ball away. He thought these conditions would favour the little men out there, but the likes of David Rogers and Norman Hunter really have adjusted exceptionally well. Thomas, and in swinger, up goes Latchford. It's come to Andy King, and he's there! Andy King's 12th goal of the season. It bobbled through to Andy King, through a forest of bodies, and eventually his head was enough to turn it in off the near post to make it Everton 1, Bristol City 1. Everton right back in it. So 32 minutes gone, Everton back on terms, and that's warmed up the crowd a wee bit. Let's hope also it might put a bit more life in the proceedings. Robinson. Robinson again. Another awkward loss of control by Trevor Ross. The referee might have played advantage. Just a little touch by Royal, the same by Ritchie, and it's fallen for Cormac. Good save. Wood was down very sharply. Cormac turned quite brilliantly and shot towards the far post, but Wood was down immediately to make a good save. Higgins. Letting it run and almost came through to Latchford. Ritchie. Ross, nice control, good first time ball to King. Probably delayed it too long, although he gets in the shot. So 2 saves by both goalkeepers. Dobson as we go into injury time in this first half. Just the one injury in the first half to Tom Ritchie. It should give us about 45 seconds of injury time. Latchford back to Dobson. Played too far behind Robinson. See how players just can't afford to turn and make mistakes. It has to be played back. Gow. That's the kind of ball the midfield players love. Cormac to Whitehead. Sweeney. Cormac, who's popped up on that far side. Royals back header, Lions clearance. Cooper just leaving it for Hunter. And there indeed is the half-time whistle. Andy King, the player who equalised for Everton after Clive Whitehead had given Bristol the lead. King, of course, in this match converted to a striking role. Mickey Walsh has become substitute. Not a very distinguished first half, but Bristol have possibly adapted better to the conditions with Astro boots. A half-time score then of Bristol City 1, Everton 1. Welcome back then to the second half. Score 1-1, of course. And the player who gave Bristol City the lead, Clive Whitehead, beaten to the ball by Mark Higgins. Billy Wright's clearance. Everton's record against Bristol City since Bristol were promoted is quite revealing, really. Out of 5 matches, Everton have dropped just 1 point, and that was earlier in the season at Ashton Gate when the score was 2-2. Ritchie. Sweeney looking for Gow. Handball by Dobson. I think might have been saying to the referee that was ball to hand. Rather optimistic appeal in my opinion. Gow to take it. And all 3 players showing again how tricky the conditions are. Thomas. Still going, Latchford almost losing his footing, trying to find Todd, but Whitehead very quickly back there. No one yet making the challenge. Whitehead still going and looking for Ritchie. Dobson. Tainton finding Whitehead with a lovely ball, but Whitehead's control let him down. Thomas. Again, Rodgers winning it in the air, but that time illegally. So too, it must be said, there's Norman Hunter in that Bristol City defence. Latchford, though, gets it down, but Gow completes the clearance. And Wright heading it straight to Cormac. There could be something on here for Bristol. Whitehead. Ritchie is unmarked, and Whitehead finds him. Taking on Thomas and Wright. Good cross, Whitehead! Oh, a good save! Well, a fortunate save anyway. Whitehead came in on the cross from Ritchie, headed it powerfully down, and George Wood, thankful to see the ball hit his legs and go over the top. A good break that by Bristol City. And again, they showed more constructive play in the opening stages of this second half. Whitehead to take the corner. Goes Royal, who wins it. Robinson belts it away. King. Some nice control. Latchford playing it first time to Thomas. Now it's Everton's turn to play the football. Rogers across, so too is Gowers. Thomas gets in the cross. Ross. And Dobson, Latchford in there. And Cormac cheekily turning it back to John Shaw. Higgins. Sweeney. Whitehead to Gow. Whitehead continuing on the run and Ritchie finding him. This is better stuff now from Bristol. Whitehead trying to go past Higgins, which he does, and pulls it right back for Ritchie. Oh, that wasn't very far away from Tom Ritchie. A beautiful move. Whitehead it was who turned the ball back from the byline, and Ritchie, whose shot just went over the bar. And Latchford playing it out of play. Cormac straight back to Latchford, and Hunter was very quickly in to rectify the situation. Dobson. Ross, but it's not a controlled pass, and even still he manages to get it in, and King, if he turns here, could score, and he has! Andy King puts Everton 2-1 in the lead. Another scrappy goal, but Andy King won't mind that. His 13th goal of the season. A high ball played in by Trevor Ross. Everton couldn't really control it. Bristol City couldn't get it away. But Andy King was the only player yet again who could make something of it. And he beat John Shaw, as it turned out, quite easily. So Everton find themselves 2-1 in the lead. And if that is the scoreline at the end, they'll be top of the First Division tonight. And the crowd now finding things rather funny. Clive Whitehead, who's been quite a thorn in Everton's side tonight, this afternoon rather, slipping as he tried to chase that long ball from Jerry Sweeney. Dobson. Sweeney goal side and covering well. But that'll be a corner. And surely another goal to Everton would put the result beyond any doubt. Thomas to take this kick. Higgins has moved up, so too has Lyons, Latchford and Dobson. In towards Lyons, a nice back header, Higgins! Couldn't get over it. Mark Higgins' shot going over the top. Royal. Dobson. King, very much the hero they are for Everton. To Robinson. And Hunter's missed it. King's on for his hat-trick. Oh, what a finish! That was beautifully done. Andy King gets his first hat-trick of the season, and that was a brilliant bit of finishing. The ball played through, Hunter completely missed it, and King punished the error in no uncertain terms. Everton 3, Bristol City 1, and that should indeed see Everton on top of Division 1 tonight. So Gordon Lee's gamble of playing Andy King up front in place of Mickey Walsh pays off. Tainton. Cooper. Sweeney. Latford getting the touch on to Thomas. And all of a sudden everything's right in Everton's world. The Everton bench, Mickey Walsh the substitute. He was the man that Andy King replaced up front. Wright, in fact, is having a go! Oh my word! What a cracker! Billy Wright's second goal of the season, viciously struck. Well, what a tremendous shot by Billy Wright. He seemed to be lining up for some kind of effort as he looked at that Bristol City wall, and then thud, and John Shaw, possibly unsighted, had no chance to keep it out. Pushing it out to Cooper. King. Latchford, he's past Hunter. Now it's a chase between Latchford and Sweeney. Oh! Latchford delayed his shot, and when it came, it went dipping over the bar. Sweeney, this time chased by King. Royal. Cooper going past Ross. This result won't do Bristol City's chances of European football next season any good at all. Billy Wright away, and Gow trying a snapshot which went just over the top. Ball coming to Jerry Gow, half-volleyed shot, only a couple of inches or so over the bar. Todd inside. And Whitehead only managing to help it on today, Thomas. Been a supplier of prolific crosses this afternoon, but that one might turn out something. Todd, Higgins, Thomas trying the chip and hitting the post. King is still in with a chance. Cormac back very quickly, but King in fact caught offside. Much ado about nothing, but it was all created by Dave Thomas and his crossing. Today's attendance then just under 30,000. 30,000 very brave fans indeed on a very bitterly cold afternoon. Dobson, nice ball back by Thomas. Everton keeping the pressure on and keeping Bristol pinned back in their own half. Ross, back to Lyons. And a long ball forward. Dobson and Gower in a vital tussle for that, and Dobson adjudged to have impeded Jerry Gower. Sweeney with the kick. Royal directing his header straight to Cormac. And Robinson struggling to get it back to Wood. Rogers is right up there. Cormac trying to turn it in, and Wood eventually grabbing it right on the goal line. Rare old scramble there. Cormac was right in there, so too was Ritchie, but George Wood eventually managed to grab it. King taking a rather nasty nut there from Norman Hunter. Trying to wrap his foot round King to get the ball away, and he succeeded in kicking Andy King in the chest. It's from a similar distance that Billy Wright scored Everton's 4th goal, and it looks like he's going to try and do the same again. There were 3 men in the Bristol City wall as there were last time. Here he comes, and that time the wall caught for it. Whitehead. Gow. Cormac. Sweeney breaking from the back. Tainton's there as well, and it's Todd who gets it back to Wood, or rather concedes a corner. So we're into injury time. 4-1 to Everton. Anything Bristol City get now will be a mere consolation. Cooper. Latchford gets it away, and Hunter swinging with his right foot. Isn't quite as trusty as the left. King chasing, and chasing well. Well, could this be number 5 and a good finish for Everton? In towards Latchford. He let it run, and Rogers got it away. Sweeney. Nice control there by the fullback. Ritchie. Should trickle out for a corner. So another chance for Bristol to add some respectability to this scoreline. Certainly doesn't do them any justice. Ritchie turning it in, and it could go in yet. Robinson it was who hacked it off the line. Well, Ritchie turned that in. Robinson cleared it off the line, and that turned out to be the last kick of the match. The goals by Whitehead, the first goal of the match for Bristol City, then followed 3 by this man Andy King for his hat-trick. The final goal by Billy Wright. Everton then go top of the league with this score: Everton 4, Bristol City 1.
3 times you've been poised to go top of the First Division. Today, the 4th attempt, you've made it. What's the feeling like, Gordon?
It's very, very good, really. I think the important thing is that the lads have obviously enjoyed themselves today, because we've been criticised a little bit because we were unfortunate to play on bad pitches, and we're a footballing team, and the bad conditions I don't think perhaps have suited us. But today we adapted much better, and I think the good win today and the goals we've scored will give the lads a lot of confidence.
What about this conversion of Andy King to a striking role?
Well, actually, Andy's greatest asset is his goal-scoring ability. He's very, very good goal-scoring player. He's got quick feet, he's got sharp brain, and he's got the knack of reading people, particularly defenders, and he always finds the space and the time to be one move ahead, and he does it in midfield, and I'm sure he's a goal-scoring player, and what he's done today hasn't surprised me, because if we had a shooting practice, to be fair, if we play a 5-a-side, he usually gets about 10 goals in a game. So that's really his greatest asset, I think.
Everton manager Gordon Lee talking there to Paul Doherty. Well, now it's time for our man of the match. Adjudicating that for us this afternoon was Jimmy Armfield.
Well, I must give the bottle of champagne today to Andy King for his 3 goals, which I think are very important to Everton. I think it's not just the fact that he scored 3 goals, but the effect it's going to have on Everton towards the end of the season. At this particular time today, when he started to score his goals, Everton were not playing particularly well, but it's given them a boost of confidence, and I think it could push them on towards greater things towards the end of the season. So for my man of the match today, it's Andy King.
Thanks, Jimmy. So, a magnum of champagne for Andy King as a result of that well-taken hat-trick. After the match, Paul Doherty spoke to him.
Suddenly it's Andy King, the striker. How did all that come about?
I don't know really, Paul. I think, Mickey Walsh has been doing his bit, but he's not been scoring goals, so the boss looked for an out because we haven't been playing well just lately. And we went to Ireland in midweek to Linfield, and Bob Latchford wasn't there because of England, and I played up front and scored 2 goals in the first half, and, things went quite well, so I think he just chanced it today,
How do you like playing that role?
Great if I score 3 goals every week, but I want, a bit worried about it to start with because your back's towards people and you're always playing like that, and I'd rather run at people, so... I was a bit worried, but as I say, if I score 3 goals, I played every week.
I can't believe you've ever scored a hat-trick before, Andy.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I have, but never in Football League. I've scored for Luton Reserves and for Everton in friendlies against the Irish teams, actually, always the Irish team, but never in the Football League, no.
OK, take me through the 3 goals. What about the first one?
How can you talk? I scored with my head. I can't believe it still. I don't know, I think it was just Dixie Dean coming back, I think it was he's reliving. But... it was just a scramble, I think, from a corner, Paul, and I didn't know nothing about it. I just had to head it, and it went in, I think, off. They claim an own goal off Terry Cooper, but I don't think it was.
And the second one?
That I thought was probably the better one. That was a scramble again, and the boy was on my shoulder, and I just managed to turn and whack it, and it happened to Gwyn, It just, it's one of those things again where it just bubbled past him, I think.
But you couldn't believe your luck when you were through for the third.
No, Norman Hunter actually had a little jeer at me because Trevor Ross tried to put me through and he mishit it, and because it sent Norman always and he slipped and fell over, and I just was in front of goal, and I just did it perfect, and it well in the back of the net.
It looked as though conditions, without taking away from your hat-trick, it looked as though conditions did favour you a little bit.
You don't want me to score a hat-trick, do you? Yeah, as I said, first half I made a mistake. I wore leather studs, which didn't help me at all. I was slipping everywhere. And their back players had them space boots on, we call them, the ones I wore second half. And I found that a lot easier. But as I say, they were 3 scramble goals on the conditions and that. But I'm quite happy with that.
Well, it's a great day for you. A great day for Everton on top of the First Division. What's the mood in the dressing room?
Very happy, Paul. This is the 4th time we've had a chance to go top, and we've lost the previous 3. We've bottled it, sort of thing, and I think 2 of them are at home. So we're very happy, because now the other teams have, they've got to win to catch up, sort of thing. So we're there with a chance again. We're a little bit happy about that.
Well, now it's time for our second match and a chance to see how Birmingham City got on without Trevor Francis, who signed for Nottingham Forest this week for £1 million. Birmingham were at home to Leeds United. ATV cameras covered the match. Hugh Johns is the commentator. Birmingham are in the dark shirts.
Nicked on, and Harvey had to do wonders then with the pressure of Alan Buckley. Buckley was fouling him. Oh, a mistake there by Harvey. Failed for a penalty, but in fact it was the ground that brought Buckley down, but that was a bit of nonsense then between Flynn and Harvey, which very, very nearly cost Leeds dear. Little Buckley spotted it, was in quickly. Dillon. Now Madeley for Curry. Sherry offering him the pass. Page asking his goalkeeper to come. Malcolm Page robbing his fellow Welsh international, Harris. It's not a bad ball. Barraclough then for Towers. Towers off for Barraclough. Birmingham City putting it together. And Buckley! How that didn't go in. What a piece of goalkeeping by David Harvey. The best attack that Birmingham City has strung together. Really did look good, and that last ball in. Finding Buckley. He was wrong-footed, he still got the shot in, and Harvey couldn't make the save automatically. Got a boot to it. Now here's Towers, big long one. Birchin knocks it down, and it was knocked out by Stevenson. Graham. Robbed by Towers, and Page is in. And Flynn. That was a handball. I thought it was Flynn's, but referee Napthine believed it belonged to Dillon. Graham back for Curry. Oh! Well, that was beautifully worked. That free kick quickly taken. Graham playing it back to Curry on the dead run. He lets the right foot go. And he got curve on it. And went outside the post instead of curving just inside. Freeman didn't know much about it. It's Curry. Harris, back to Cherry. Tarantini, the header. Birmingham City using Page at right back, Tarantini and Joe Gallagher in the middle, Dennis on the left side. 4 in the middle of the field. Carl Harris. And get to the line, uses Curry instead. Tarantini boots it away. Birchin, the only man forward for Birmingham City at that moment. Stevenson up and under. And it's Dennis who's under it. Now Dillon. Leeds using Frank Gray in midfield and Byron Stevenson at left back. That's Madeley. Frank Gray laying it off to Stevenson. Back into Frank Gray. The return ball for Byron Stevenson. Good touch for the big man. Graham now. And finally it's Ainscough, sticks it away. Barraclough back to Tarantini. It was a bit of a miskick. And the ball drops for Frank Gray. Tarantini. I'm sure Alberto hasn't had too much knowledge of this sort of a pitch down Argentina way. Frank Gray then with the corner. Again, a lot of curve on it. Freeman got the punch. Graham wins the ball. Gray hits that one long, and it picks up Curry. Curry keeping his feet well. And the free kick, in fact, has been given to Leeds. The advantage at that moment might have been given. Curry, number 10, will take the free kick. Flynn just give it a touch first. Trying to get to the line. Ball back for Flynn. Oh. Well, I was saying earlier, Brian Flynn hasn't scored away for Leeds yet, but a strong suspicion he's going to this afternoon. Curry working his way to the line, dragging the ball back, and Brian Flynn, first time, just wide. Birchin. Towers was badly footed then as the ball came to him. Dennis out. Hart leaving it for Curry and Birchin in, but Birmingham being gradually forced further and further backwards. The whole of the Blues side now in their own half of the field. Tarantini kicking it the way he was facing. Hawley wanting to take the throw in. He has a long throw, and I'm not too sure that he gets his hands alongside the ball. Hart trying to get there. Handball. Yes, Joe Gallagher. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Poor Joe Gallagher holding his hands to his head. But I'm sure that Gilbert Napthine was certain then that he saw Joe Gallagher play the ball with his hand. I think all that Joe Gallagher can claim is that the ball played him. But it is a penalty. I would suspect that Frank Gray will take it. He scored 7 goals this season, and 5 of them are from the penalty spot. Frank Gray takes plenty of time, waits for the buzzing of the anger of the crowd to die down. He's teeing himself up. He scored a penalty against Birmingham City earlier in the season when Leeds won at home 3-0. Here he goes. And Frank Gray knocks in his 6th penalty of the season. Leeds' first goal of the afternoon. 1-0, 23 minutes gone. Frank Gray for Curry. Leeds really piecing it together. It's Flynn. The wee man's in there again. Brian Flynn really has got the goal this afternoon. That's 3 shots he's triggered off in this game already. Curry losing out. Buckley got a turn in, and Dark gets his first touch. Good one too. Birchin flicks on to Dennis. Ball behind. And we're going to have a substitution for Leeds United. We're bringing off Carl Harris. We're going to bring Eddie Gray on. Eddie Gray suffering from a thigh strain, which prevented him being a starter in this match. With this an opportunity to try his legs out with the game at West Bromwich Albion on Monday at the back of manager Jimmy Adamson's mind. Ainscough, good jump. Birchin. Towers. And here is Dark. That'll drop off to Dennis. Birchin up, beaten by Hart. Towers! Oh! Well, you've got to sympathise with Tony Towers there. He really did think he got himself an equaliser. What rotten luck. The build-up over the left side was great. The ball into the box, Hart gets it out. And Tony Towers, a tremendous left footer, screaming into the net until Harvey leapt in the right hand, did the rest. Hart gets the corner away. And that was Dark. Trevor Dark just tips the crossbar. Gallagher was there. Here's Dark. On to Dillon. In again to Dark. Can he get there? No, Madeley does. Cut out by Towers. Birchin. Page. Ainscough, shadowed by Flynn. Cross far post, Birchin trying to get there. Harvey lost it. Dark. And Towers. Hoiks up by Dillon. Well, Leeds will never be so lucky again.
So a victory for Leeds United that leaves Birmingham City very firmly at the bottom of Division 1. Well, just let me tell you that there's more football on ITV tomorrow at 10:30. Make a date with that. Everton, by the way, complete a joyous weekend by flying to Mallorca for a short holiday. A very wise decision in view of the weather we're getting at the moment. Our thanks to the club, by the way, for accommodating us at such short notice today and allowing us to bring you the kick-off match. Well, for the fans the players have left behind, we're going to leave you now with Andy King's first ever hat-trick for Everton, his first hat-trick in senior football. 3 goals that keep Everton on top of Division 1. Good afternoon. Thomas, and in swinger, up goes Latchford, it's come to Andy King, and he's there! Ross, but it's not a control pass, and even still he manages to get it in, and King, if he turns here, could score, and he has! And Hunter's missed it, King's on for his hat-trick! Oh, what a finish!